What day is it? What day is it? It's Wednesday night, 10:30. Hopefully you know where your kids are. Hopefully you're not letting them listen to the computer right now to Off the Rails, because the show is off the rails and it is not a... Look, if you were going to give this show a rating, what rating would you give it? Is it...
At the very least, PG-13.
PG-13? You
Yeah.
think we might fit a PG-13?
I think we might fit into PG-13.
I don't think last week's show was PG-13.
What was it? Well,
I mean, I don't know. Do you think it would be PG-13?
I don't even remember what we did.
Well, that was the one with Cuccinelli.
Oh, well, that might not be.
That was an R one. All right, this is Alex Off the Rails. Along with me, Danielle Alexandre. How are you doing this evening, Danielle?
I'm doing well.
Good. Good to hear you doing good. Greg Bowen, sir, how you doing? Otherwise known as many other things.
doing great.
Good. Good. Glad to hear you
Many
doing
other
good.
things.
Well, he's got a lot of aliases.
I know, but you didn't even get, like, are we just lazy tonight?
He's
Like,
doing the whole brevity thing, apparently.
you know we have to fill 2 hours, right?
We can fill more than that.
That's true.
I'll go down his nicknames, though, and I might even try to add a new one tonight.
Oh, please. Please let me have a new one.
Libertarian Greg. Schnugens, right? Schnugens?
Schnugens.
Tiger.
Uh-huh. Knobs.
Knobs. Is that all? Is that all right now? Is that the only nicknames we got for Greg right now?
I can't think of... We had another one, and I can't ever think of it.
Did you say Tiger?
We did say Tiger.
Okay.
I'm going to call him Bib,
Bib? Why?
Bib.
because he's back in black.
Back in black, baby.
Back in black. Nice, Bib.
That's right. I found my hoodie. I was looking for it.
That's a nice
all day.
hoodie, by the way.
It's
I've had it
cold
for
in here
years.
today.
Well, hey, put the camera on you.
The camera's on me.
Oh, it is? Well, turn to the camera.
Turn to the camera.
There you go. Nice. That's like, and that looks old school, too. It's nice.
Yeah, I've
Like, it
had it
doesn't
for
look like
years.
it's- yeah,
it's my
that's-
favorite hoodie.
That's a nice hoodie, by the way.
I would only replace it with like a Metallica or Misfits hoodie or something.
It has to be
something,
metal.
but something cooler than AC/DC. It's got. I mean, AC/DC isn't my favorite band. I like them, but it's got to be cooler than AC/DC to replace this one.
In this one, you actually do have to look at the name of the group as something important.
Yeah.
Because you could have a hoodie that's like a... Like you don't listen probably... Do you listen to a lot of Motorhead?
I do like Motorhead.
But you don't listen to them a lot, right? Like, you're not listening to them all the time, right?
Sometimes I do.
I got you.
I get on a Motorhead kick.
Like, that Motorhead would be cooler
Yes.
than AC/DC.
Absolutely,
But
I would totally
AC/DC
replace this with a Motorhead hoodie.
But I like AC/DC more than Motorhead, though.
Do you? I like Lemmy. See, I'm a bass player, and I like Lemmy. Lemmy's God. The Ace of Spades.
I'd actually... I just saw that Rebel Inc. put their hoodies back on the store.
Oh, did they really?
They did, so I do want to get a Rebel Inc. hoodie.
Yeah, I want to get one, too. I do want to get one of those.
You know, when the last time we saw them and hung out with them, they had the hoodies, but they like literally sold the last one before we could get one
Ah, that sucks.
because we were at the table that time in Atlanta with them.
Yeah. And I would like a Motorhead would be cool. I think the Rolling Stones would be cool if you got, like, the big tongue.
Maybe.
Yeah, not for me.
Not for you. I got you.
Yeah, I don't hate the Stones, but I'm not that big of a Stones fan.
I got you.
Black Sabbath, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
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 Luckily, I don't know who sings what, so I have no idea if I know any of them.
Well, Black Sabbath is like War Pigs.
War Pigs, Paranoid,
Ozzy-
Iron Man,
Ozzy-
Iron Man.
Ozzy Osbourne was the lead singer.
You know, if a song played, I wouldn't know who sang it, and I may know the song.
You've probably heard a
But
couple.
I'm sure
like
I've-
She's heard Iron Man.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Iron Man movie?
I did watch it once. One of the movies. I'm not a movie.
I feel like
oh
you're using
yeah,
Butthead
okay. I got it.
Right, Beavis. Oh, I didn't do that voice very well at all, I don't think.
No, that was horrible.
All right. Well, look, at any rate, welcome to the show, Off the Rails. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If not, then I feel bad for you because it's only going to go downhill from here.
Yeah, that was the best of it.
Yeah, that was the best. Well, no, we're going to see here, though. Here's the thing, Greg. When you get to the point, and I know I'm supposed to not say this when I'm on the air, but when you get to the point where you actually can look at a computer, I want you to let me know. Because that's when I'm going to start doing what I'm going to do here.
Okay, hold on.
But here's the thing. Take your time. I'll fill it. We'll fill it with something else. But I'm just saying.
I'm almost ready.
You let me know when you're ready, because we're gonna. And let me start setting it up for people.
I need a
Okay,
headset
wait a
mic or
minute.
something.
So, we're not talking about what we talked about in the car?
Well, of course not.
Okay.
Well, we'll get there. Here's the thing. Let's start with this first. We'll
All
get
right,
there, but let's
that's
start with
fine.
this first.
Okay, where do I need to go?
All right. What you want to do is you want to go to a website. It's called isidewith.com. We're going to do a test live on the air.
I've been here before.
I know you have.
I know.
you
I
have.
was here too.
If you haven't been, here's the thing. This is going to be the first game
I've
on
promoted
this
this
show
website before.
that you can play along at home.
Yes, play along at home. Go
Now-
to isidewith.com.
Yeah, first thing, I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes. Go to
The
isidewith.com.
The last time I was on this was just the questions were different because it was just about the election.
Yeah, this is for the party thing now.
Yeah.
What isidewith.com is, and something everybody can at home play with. You can play at home if you want to. Matter of fact, if you go to, where can we send people to that they would be able to post something about this?
To the 1787 network or the Liberty Underground Facebook.
No.
page.
1787 Network. Let's go to
Okay.
1787 Network.
Good.
Okay. If you go to facebook.com/1787 Network and you go into the, I guess you do the message page here? Like you leave a message,
No,
right?
well, let's put the link in there and let people come in on the link.
And
we're gonna
put
put
it
the
on the
link in it.
Facebook page.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
put
I'm
it
going to
on-
put it, you know what I'm going to put it on? I'll tell you what I'll put it on. Like on the post that we had, I'll put it on that. Like
No,
the post that came out. That came out.
That
with.
doesn't make any sense.
Well, why not? That's how they got to it to begin with.
No. That's on your page.
Well, yeah.
Go.
What do you want me to put it? Is there something on YouTube?
No, I'm asking you to take I Side With and put the link to I Side With on the 1787 Network Facebook page.
Are you having a hard time understanding?
Oh.
And
I'm
let
here
people
again.
comment on
I
that.
gotcha. Oh, that means I got to get the Hootsuite, though.
No. Just, oh my gosh.
Just go to Facebook. You're always on Facebook
okay,
anyway.
copy that. Oh my gosh. Go to Facebook. Just Facebook.
Oh, you just want me to go to just that one page?
The 1787 Network Facebook page. I'm not an administrator on the account I'm signed in with.
Oh, okay. I could have gone to Hootsuite and done all of them at one
No,
time, then.
but I don't want it on all of them. I just want it on this one.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Well, say something.
Well, and just say, put like, where do you fall and put it in the comments. And just put the link there.
All right, here we go.
And you have to post it.
I'm getting ready to. I didn't want that picture of Obama there with
All right.
86%. Maybe somebody would get the idea that I actually agree with that guy 86% of the time. After we take the test, that'll definitely not be the case. But, all right,
Okay.
so we're going to take this test, right? So each of us are going to take the test.
Right.
But we're going to tell each other what our answers are. And we're going to argue our answers. So, like, if we disagree, if you're feeling that strongly about it, you're going to argue the answers. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a purist by any stretch of the imagination. But what I will tell you is, I think that this one will show just how close everybody is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now remember, hold on.
Okay, I'm on it. Let me
Here's the
get my
rule,
mic
though.
on
Here's
here.
the rule.
What's the rule? Is it a good rule?
It might be a good rule.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to be a good
Oh,
rule. or
Greg
not.
doesn't know that joke.
Oh, the good rule, the rules. Oh,
Yeah, he
we'll
doesn't
tell
know
him
that. We'll tell him later.
Yeah, that's a whole different subject. That takes some time.
Okay.
So here's the rules, though. We're going to read them out. We're going to read them all amongst each other. I want not the way you feel, the way you vote. The way you would vote on the issue. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing. And we'll go with the abortion stance, right?
Okay.
I don't care how you feel about the stance. What I care about is how you're going to vote on the stance. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
So all of the stuff here is what you would vote for.
Yeah, I get it.
Right.
Okay. All right, so if you've gone to isidewith.com and hit the political quiz button.
Right.
Hey, how's my sound, by the way?
You're fine.
Okay.
You're okay. Okay, so we're at the beginning.
Yeah,
Where
we're
do
at
you
the
side
beginning.
on social issues?
Yeah, where do you side
Yeah.
on social issues? So what you're going to have is you have, what is your stance? And it's going right to the heart of it right now.
It does, doesn't
yeah,
it?
but I have to go to the choose another stance.
Yeah. Well, here's all the options that you have.
Well, you could just be pro-life or pro-choice.
Yeah, you could be simply pro-life or pro-choice. But this place gives you different options.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read the options right now. Ban after the first trimester. Pro-life but allow in cases of rape, incest, or danger to the mother or child's health. Pro-choice, I don't agree with it, but it's not my right or the government's to ban abortion. Pro-choice, but providing birth control, sex education, and social services could help reduce the number of abortions. Let each state decide. Add your own stance. Now, again, this is how you vote.
I actually don't vote either. But politically, I don't believe in any of these. But I'm closest to let each state just decide.
All right, so we're not going to go add your own stance because it gives you so many other options. We're going to pick one option, right?
Yeah.
I'm cool with that rule.
Because
How about you, Greg?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Yeah, because my actual thing is ban after viability, which is not on here.
I think for the cases of argument, they'd say that first trimester.
No. First trimester is 12 weeks and viability is 24. So it would be second trimester.
Okay, all right.
I am going with, just because it's not perfect, but it's the closest to what I agree with. I'm going with pro-choice. I don't agree with it, but it's not my right or the government's to ban abortion.
Okay.
It's it's not 100%, but
It's closest.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't need to create my own. I can ride with that.
Well, I think when you create your own, you're not going to get a proper result.
Right. So, yeah, I'm just going to go with that one.
All right. What are you picking?
Well, in all actuality, I said how I would vote. And my vote would be to let each state decide.
Okay. Well, then.
And that's what I'm going to go with.
Okay.
But I almost felt weird.
But I'm also going to scroll my importance down because it is less important to me. I don't think that the nation rises or falls.
Yeah,
on the
I actually
abortion
moved
issue.
it down to less important too.
It's not least, but it's less important.
There's some people that would disagree with you on that one, sir.
Well,
Yeah.
I know there are, but that's fine. They're allowed to, and I'm allowed to have my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're on to the next one.
Yeah. So the next question is, should gay marriage be allowed in the United States? And here's you got yes or no, of course.
Right, of course.
And then you got let each state decide. No marriage should be defined as between a man and woman. No civil unions. No, allow civil unions for same-sex couples, but don't call it marriage. And then take the government out of marriage and instead make it a religious decision.
Yeah.
Which one are you going to go with there?
I said take the government out of marriage and instead make it a religious decision.
I'm going with that one.
Yeah.
What about you, Greg?
I'm
Greg?
saying yes because it's just the easiest.
Okay.
So you're just saying yes.
Yeah, I don't think that there should be any ban against gay marriage, and if the government's going to be involved in marriage at all, there should be no restriction against gay people from getting married. Since the government is not getting out of marriage, that's what I would ultimately like. But since they're not, then I say yes.
I got you. No,
Okay.
no.
And,
Here's the thing.
again, I'm going to
That's
move
how
it
he's
to
going to
less.
vote on it.
And again, I'm going to move it to less because, I'm not gay. So, as far as how I vote, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not that I like that gays are banned from being married in some places or anything, but that's how I'll vote.
Okay.
Is my sound okay? It sounds like my mic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
sound
might be
like
starting to
you're in
go.
the box. You're kind of in and out.
I don't know, but all right. And I would go with take the government out of marriage and instead make it a religious decision. But instead of making this only somewhat important, I'm actually going to make it more important. And the reason why is I do think it's actually more important that we get the government out of marriage altogether. That we got to
Yeah.
get them out. And I think I should fight to that. But I understand Greg's point of view on it. I'm just saying that I think that
Yeah.
I'd like to see him get the hell out of it already.
Yeah.
The social engineering's pissing me off.
I actually kept it at somewhat. I don't think like our country. I think we have bigger things to worry about in the country right now. But I definitely don't think it's less important because I do feel like there's a lot of people that aren't being treated fairly.
All right. The next one is, should the federal government allow the... You know what, to be honest with you, there's a lot of questions in this thing. We literally would do this the whole 2 hours. Do you really want to go down it the way we're doing it, or do you want to speed it up a little bit?
Well, how do you speed it up?
Well, just, you don't give too much of an answer. You don't explain it too
Okay.
much.
That's fine.
No. Here's the thing. I'm asking.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm
don't
good with
have
that.
to. We
Yeah,
don't have to.
no, that's good.
Okay, my bad. Should the federal government allow the death penalty? And,
No.
you have... Well, this is what you have, just so you know. Yes or no. Then you have leave it up to the states. Yes, but only in certain circumstances in which the heinous crime has been committed, and add your stance. So this is the federal government allowing the death penalty. Like, do you want the federal government allowing the death penalty?
I don't think the federal government has any role, so I put leave it up to the states.
You put leave it up to the states?
Yeah, I did.
I would be in full support for a federal constitutional amendment that outlaws the death penalty.
Really?
Absolutely.
So there's no...
I do not trust the government in any way, shape, or form with the authority to execute its own citizens. I do not give them permission at all, ever. That's it.
You know, that's actually pretty good. That's, and I understand why you're saying that, Greg. Let me ask you another question.
We are not speeding this up.
Oh, yeah. I actually would go with yes, but only in certain circumstances in which the heinous crime has been committed.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Then the reason I have to actually stay with the federal government on this one is because I would think that we'd have a military, and in that's where the rules would be for military in the federal level. So I have
The
to say
death
yes.
penalty has nothing to do with the military, but
Well, there
If
is.
you commit a crime,
I mean, you can be
like
shot for treason.
yeah,
and
treason and
stuff.
stuff.
So,
yeah.
I
I did leave it up to the states, but I put it as less important.
yeah, I'm putting that one as less important too. All right, here we go.
put it as most important because I.
Oh, this
Wow.
one's
Like
this is going to start
critical
getting
to
easy
it.
now. Should police departments be able to stop, question, and frisk pedestrians?
No.
You have yes if there is probable cause. No, these policies tend to unfairly target minorities and should be outlawed. Yes, police departments should be able to set their own policies without interference from the Justice Department, and then add your own stance. So I'm going to go.
I just did a straight no.
Yeah, me too. And I'm gonna.
And
move it
I
to-
moved it up to more important.
Yeah, I think I will move that up to more important.
Yeah, that's the most important one for me, to be honest with you. Should the government require healthcare insurance companies to provide free birth control? You have no, it should be covered like any other prescription. No, let the insurance company decide instead of a government mandate. No, the government should sponsor abstinence education programs instead. Yes, but exempt religious organizations or charities. So should the government require health insurance companies to provide free health care?
No.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say a straight no because I'm not with.
Just
the
a straight
government.
no?
I did know it should be covered like any other prescription because it is a prescription, but I don't know if that should even be required by the government. But
I'll say no. Let the insurance companies decide instead because if the insurance company wants to do it, that's
yeah,
fine. Let
I
'em
actually
do it.
like that too. And I did bump that up to more because
And if they want to use that as a selling point and say, hey, we will pay for your birth control
Right,
if you
then
have
great.
one of our policies.
Yeah.
The more power to them. If companies, their beliefs say no, we don't want to pay for your birth control. Whatever.
Yeah.
I got you. It should be covered like a prescription if that's what you're going to do. Government shouldn't be dealing with it. Should the U.S. remove references to God from currency, federal buildings, national monuments, and other aspects of government? You have yes, no. Then you also have
But yours didn't
no,
ask
as
if
long
you
as
just want
they are
them all.
no reference. What's that?
I got it to where I get all the answers.
Well, how'd you do
Yeah.
that?
Like
it
the
asked
third
me.
time.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
asked me.
Oh, I'll have to look for that.
Like the third time it said, show me more choices.
Yeah, and I
it's
just-
like, do you want me to show you all of them all
Yeah.
the time?
No, as long as there is no reference to specific religion, a clear separation of church and state exists. No, religion is an important aspect of America's heritage. Yes, it creates a bias against religions that do not believe in God or add your own stance.
I'm actually going to say no, but I'm moving it down to least important. I really don't care, but I don't care was not an option.
Right. I'm saying yes and moving it down to least because
You're like me. It's like, whatever.
I'm not a Christian. I'm not a follower of any of the big three. I'm not but I really don't care.
Yeah,
It's not
I
that
put
big a deal.
I put
to me.
no, like, all right, it's already there. Why redo everything? But it's like I don't care, and I am a Christian, and I still don't care.
Yeah. And that's the funny thing. Most people really don't. I think.
Don't care.
Most people are like, it's not that big a deal either way.
You know what? I got to tell you, I just changed my mind. Just now. I put no, but I put more.
Really?
Yeah, let me tell you why. Look, I'm a person that I consider myself to be agnostic, right?
Right.
But you know what? The atheists that are like, we need to get the word God off the bills and all that other stuff, get a job. All right? Get a damn job. We got way more important crap to deal with than you saying, well, we shouldn't have God on the bills. Like, piss off, you dumbass.
See, here's the thing.
Like, the people that go out of their way because there's a rock that has the word God in front of a building, like, here's the thing. Go lobby for the spaghetti man in the sky or whatever they call that freaking thing, right?
The flying spaghetti monster.
Yeah, put a flying spaghetti monster over there. Make fun of it if you want. I don't care. But when you say, well, we should move it off the dollar bills, then turn your shit in.
Well, I just
And again, I'm an agnostic guy. Like, I don't even know.
Well, those
I don't
atheists are
subscribe
just
to any of it.
those atheists are just militant agnostics.
Yeah.
It's really all it is. Because an agnostic's like, I don't know,
I
and
don't
no one really
know.
knows. An atheist is like, I don't know, and you don't either. And there's nothing. There's nothing to it. And
Yeah.
So I mean, they're the ones. I mean, atheists. For those kinds of atheists aren't really terrorists, but they're like the extremists of that.
Of atheists.
They're the
thinking.
assholes.
Yeah,
The
well, at least they're not blowing shit up.
Well, no. That's true. And God love them either way. Look, all I'm saying is that if that's your biggest freaking worry is God on a dollar bill,
And you need a life.
then you don't have your priorities straight, man. Quite serious.
Why do we have a pyramid on the dollar bill? I mean,
Right.
are we Egyptians? Are we worshiping Pharaoh? What's going
It's
on?
just
like-
I mean, that's the thing. When I start analyzing that stuff too much, it's just like, I really don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah, you're wasting way too much time. There's like little
Yeah.
spiders on there and stuff.
I've
man.
got bigger problems, dude. We're
Yeah.
going bankrupt.
Right.
Come on. The problem is this money isn't worth shit.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not the problem that the word God is on there. The problem is that it keeps losing its value. Like,
Exactly.
you keep the value up, then we can argue about the
Yeah.
wording.
Exactly. All right, so here we're going to go. So I put more on that one. Now, the next one is, should terminally ill patients be allowed to end their lives via lethal injection?
Yes.
You know what? I'm going to put yes on that one, too. And I'm also going to put the most. Well, not the most. That's not fair. But more. You know why? Because that's another right that I think people should have the freedom to have.
Yeah. I mean, I think you have control.
You know,
I mean,
I better let's,
you make the decision.
Oh,
there
look at
you
that.
go.
There you
Now you
go.
can get them all. So I definitely think that, no matter what, you should have the choice to live or die, and nobody has the right to tell you either way.
Yeah. No, I agree with you there.
Like the fact that it's illegal to kill yourself. Like, are you kidding? Like, what are you gonna do? Put the corpse in jail?
Oh, let me ask you a question. Well, there's a couple other answers here. that are
I've
yes
read them
answers.
all, yeah.
Oh, yes, but only after a psychological examination to prove that they are in a sound mental state. Yes, but only if there is zero chance for recovery.
No, I think all people have the right to decide.
I mean, I think that if I was a person's friend, I would try to get them as much help as possible.
Oh, so would I.
I wouldn't just accept that they want to kill themselves.
So would I, and I would be, as a friend, I would counsel them. I would hope that they would, talk to people that they know and that they trust. But in the end, it's not my decision, and it's nobody else's decision but theirs.
Quite frankly, if a friend of mine came to me and said, look, I'm terminally ill, there's nothing they can do, I've got about 6 months to live, the last 3 months are going to be in excruciating pain, the best they can do is dope me up to the point where I'm not really conscious of what's going on anyway.
Right.
And this is what I've decided to do. I couldn't even try and talk them out of it.
Right.
What I would try and do is try and enjoy the time left that I have with them before they do that. So I mean,
And I think
totally
they ought to
say
get.
yes,
and I think they ought to get creative though. Like the lethal injection part, that's crap. Go to Yellowstone and jump off the damn thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Get that one last thrill, like, whoa!
yeah. Steal a plane and fucking and crash it. You know?
That's insane.
You know what I mean? Like go out with something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's not work. Is it not working, Greg? You want to come over on this side and just hang out over here? All right, so we got to get back to this, man. Oh, this is
Okay,
killing
this
me.
is gonna be. This,
All right,
Sorry.
oh, what happened? What are you doing, Greg?
I'm trying to fix my busted mic.
I know. It's a constant reminder that I broke it. To be honest with you, I feel bad.
I think now we keep we should keep that mic around just to remind you every once in a while, like when you get loud, like remember the mic.
We'll keep it going.
To him.
Like we should put it right in front of him so that every time, like when we get a new one, so that every time you go to like rage, it'd be like, remember this?
Hey. All right, here's the next question. Is global warming a threat to the environment? Yes, no. There is not enough evidence to determine this. No, global warming and cooling are natural cycles beyond our control. Regardless, we should incentivize the private sector to develop cleaner and efficient fuels. Regardless, we cannot afford to devote government resources to prevent it.
I like both of the last two.
I actually do like both of the last two, although when I see incentivize, I think of government incentives, and I'm not in favor of those.
Well, that's what they're talking about.
Right. So,
So I'm going to go with the last one.
yeah.
regardless, we cannot afford to develop.
So hold on a second here. Do you guys not think that warming and cooling are natural cycles and beyond our control?
No.
I do.
I do. I don't know. I don't know enough because I'm not a scientist and I don't study this. I don't know if we're contributing either way. I can't say definitively that we are or are not contributing to make it worse or less. But I definitely think it's a natural cycle. I mean, that's why we had ice ages and that's why they melted. So obviously there's a natural warming and cooling cycle. I don't know if we're affecting it or not. I'm not a scientist. But regardless of whether we are or not, it's not the role of government.
We are definitely affecting it. It definitely changes our environment. Are we affecting it as much as some people like to say we are? Probably not. But every time a volcano erupts, it also puts out just as much
Right.
Fossil fuel burn. I mean, it's all carbon.
Right.
I mean, when Mount St. Helens erupted, that put just as much pollution in the sky as years of cars in an area.
And
So-
you should trust Greg because he's in the middle of a hurricane right now.
Yes, sounds like it. But I mean,
That did sound like a hurricane, didn't it? I always thought it was like some music, some real ominous stuff. Like, Greg, whoa, wow, that's awesome.
to get anything out of my mic.
You got to do it like
You
that.
gotta
Hey,
do
do what
it.
you got to
Yeah,
do,
that's
brother.
fine.
Do what you got to do, man.
And there's only like 4 people listening.
Again, I'm sorry.
The helicopter's
Yeah.
going.
All right, next question.
There's only like 4 people listening.
You know what? Here's the thing, man. Look, look. For anybody that listens, I love you listening. Oh, and if you want to call the Refresh Telecom lines, the number is 727-565-1787. That's 727-565-1787.
And if you get our voicemail, then sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Should we expand our offshore oil drilling? You got yes, no, nationalize the energy sector, incentivize the private sector to develop alternative forms of energy, deregulate and let the free market determine the best energy sources. No, but maintain our current offshore oil wells. No, end all offshore drilling.
I thought this was an easy one. Deregulate, let the free market determine the best energy sources.
I'm totally with you on that one.
And I'm actually moving this up.
Can I say let the states decide?
Not there.
Not on that one.
Can I
Even
add
though that
my
would
own
add-
and say let the states decide because that's really my stance on that.
I mean, you can, but your numbers aren't going to come out right on the end.
Well, here's the thing. What you did there, we said we weren't going to do.
Okay, so
I mean, I'm willing to go with it and let you do it, but I'm just saying that that's the way we had rules in the beginning.
okay,
This is,
I'll
you
go
know what
with
though?
you
This is
right now.
anarchy though. This is anarchy in the UK.
Yes.
Write it in. Just write it in.
All right. Should national parks continue to be preserved and protected by the federal government?
Oh boy, that's a tough one. Okay. Yes, no. Let each state determine which areas to protect. No, there is no reason for the government to own so much land. Yes, and expand the government's domain to protect more land. Yes, but allow limited logging, drilling, and mining. Yes, but allow more public access.
I went with
I'm going to go the states.
Give it to the states, yeah.
Yep,
And
give it to the states.
I did actually put this to less important because I really don't care either way. But I did bring it to the states.
Hey, you know what? And let me just say this, and this is going to sound very unlibertarian. Hey, look, a park, depending on how you got the park, how the government got the park, kind of dictates whether it's a good or a bad thing, right?
Well, no. Listen, I don't think that on a federal level that's the proper role of government.
I think get the feds out of it, unless it's for like Washington D.C.
Well, yeah, I guess. But D.C. has their own government and they can decide.
But it's those people.
But yeah, I mean, I think the federal government should be out of it completely. If a state wants to keep parks and the people in the state want to pay their taxes to parks, I don't care.
But what about parks that go multi-state though?
Well, at the state line. That's where if the state of Georgia doesn't want it to be a park, then at their state line they can destroy the park.
All right, there you go. All right, and I put less important on that. Greg, where are you at on that one?
On that one, I typed in give the land to the states and let the states decide because that's pretty much how I feel about it. I'm kind of on the side of keeping some of them,
Yeah.
but I think it's more complex than this right here. I think some of the land should be relinquished. I think the Parks Department controls a lot of land that it may not necessarily need to control.
All right.
But You know, I think some of it can be given back to the states and let them decide if they want to keep it a park or not. Some of it can be kept federal parks. Some of it can be just sold off.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of things we can do with it. And I think some of the land we should take a look at and decide piece by piece what should be done with it. You know, and I'm open to options on that. That's one of the things about government that I don't think is like. That's the thing I don't think they're being a douche in doing is parks and libraries
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, that's fine. You can do that. So,
I just want it local.
yeah, I would prefer to localize it as much as possible. I understand if the federal government has some of them, it's not a big deal. You know, the fact that the government has control of some land and has parks is not going to get me protesting at anybody's.
Oh yeah, I put
Steps,
it down
you know.
really low too. I was like, yeah, whatever.
You know what? Honestly, you know what that is called? No. What's the name for it? What do you call an acid? Is it esoteric? No.
Esoteric?
Esoteric. It's an
Yeah.
esoteric argument. Here's the thing. You ain't getting rid of parks.
Right.
I mean, at least not right now. You can convince everybody to move the control of it back to the states. That's what you could do.
Every one of these questions are philosophical. I mean, you're not doing anything. Listen, the guys that we have up there aren't fixing any of this shit.
Oh yeah, no, I got you.
So-
All right, here we go.
Right.
Next one. Should the federal government continue to give tax credits and subsidies to the wind power industry? Yes.
Simple no.
I did
I'm
a
going
simple no
simple
on
no
that.
on that one.
And I did move that up to more.
Yep, I did too.
Okay.
All right.
Just
Next.
to keep it moving along.
Yeah.
Should the government raise the federal minimum wage?
I put no and eliminate all federal wage standards.
Greggy poo. Unless you want me to go next.
Go ahead and go next.
I actually go leave it up to the states to decide. Even though personally, I think they ought to eliminate it. But
But it says eliminate all federal wage standards.
should the government raise the federal minimum wage?
Is
And
the
it
question,
says-
and it says leave it up to the states to decide. As an
Yeah, that's
option.
fine.
And that's what I'm going to go with too. If Florida wants to raise or lower its minimum wage, leave it up to the Floridians.
I don't think they should have any minimum wage, but
Yeah, I mean, in a
And that's
perfect
not for- in
world
a
we
bad-
wouldn't,
yeah.
but we do.
well, yeah. And I don't
Quite,
think
quite
we should-
frankly, you know, in the world we have, because we're not getting rid of it. Again, it's not going anywhere as much as we would like it to. It's not. So I would rather say yes and adjust the wage level according to inflation every year, knowing that it's going to be there, and we shouldn't keep the minimum wage at poverty level if we're going to do it. But really, how I feel about it is get rid of it or leave it up to the states. So that's what I'm voting. Leave it
Well,
up to the
I
states.
think that what we need to do, to be honest with you, this is kind of funny. I think what we need to do is create the economy so that that's a moot point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Create the economy where it doesn't even matter.
All
Like
right.
people ain't getting paid minimum wage anymore because look, don't get me wrong. Whenever you start working, you're going to get your lowest pay at that point. That's just the way it is because you don't know nothing.
Next
Yeah.
question.
Should the Congress raise the debt ceiling?
Can I just say simple no?
I'm going
or no
simple
cut
no.
Spending, no cut spending. I mean,
yeah. and I'm actually going no cut spending.
yeah, that's what I'll do.
I just said no.
Okay, well, I like the next one.
Should the U.S. have bailed out the major banks during the financial crisis of 2000?
And look what one of the things are. No, remove the Federal Reserve and go back to the gold standard.
That's what I would take.
And I moved it up to most.
Yeah, I'm not even going to read you the. Well, hold on, I'll say. Yes, but with more restrictions. Yes, but only on the condition that top management be fired without compensation. Regardless, we should instead enact legislation that prevents banks from becoming too big to fail. And I'm an idiot. No, remove the Federal Reserve and go back to the gold standard. Yes, and nationalize all big banks. Whoa.
I'm just going with a simple no on this
I would, but I mean.
because I do agree with removing the Federal Reserve, but not necessarily with going back to the gold standard. I'm open. I do agree that we need a different backing for our currency than what we currently have, and we need to get rid of the Federal
So
Reserve.
you'd be open to like a basket?
Yeah, I'm open for a basket.
okay.
Commodity-backed currency. I'm not
still want
saying we have to.
commodity-backed,
Yeah,
right.
and we don't have
Gold,
to be all
silver,
gold,
diamonds,
but, yeah.
copper,
Yeah.
crap like that.
Yeah. So I'm just going to say simple no because the question itself, I'm not going to get into the Federal Reserve on that. Just no, we shouldn't have bailed them out.
All right. Good to go, Greg. Good to know where you're at on that, brother.
I don't like any of the answers on the next one.
Should able-bodied, mental capable adults who receive welfare be required to work? See, now here's the thing. In saying that,
Ooh, okay, I found one.
they're saying that they're already going to receive the welfare. Should they have to work for it?
Yeah, but look at one of the.
Well, I'm gonna read them.
Okay,
Unless you want to read them.
okay. The answers are yes, or no? Yes, adults who receive government benefits should be required to work. Yes, and eliminate welfare altogether as it is not authorized in the Constitution. No, workfare is a form of slave labor. No, but in order to receive benefits, they should be looking for a job or enrolled in education and job training programs. No, but their benefits would expire after 2 years of unemployment.
Huh.
I found this easy.
I'm going to go with no, but in order to receive benefits, they should be looking for a job or enrolled in education and job training programs. Either of the last two would work for me, though.
I have eliminate welfare altogether as it's not authorized in the Constitution.
I mean, quite frankly, this is another one that I say let the states decide, because there should be no federal welfare.
Right.
The states should have it, and if the states and let the states figure it out.
You're not really having the discussion here about the welfare benefits anyway. But one of the answers puts it in there, though. So I'm going to go with yes and eliminate it.
Yeah.
My compromise there is that it would be a very I would phase the process.
Well, yeah, of course. There would be a process. I wouldn't end it all like in
Yeah.
this minute, but
Do you agree with President Obama's 2009 stimulus plan? You got yes, no, no, and enact legislation preventing any future administration from passing a stimulus. No, I am against any type of federal stimulus. Yes, and enact legislation to eject the economy with a stimulus every time the GDP falls below a certain level. Yes, but it was not big enough. I'm gonna go ahead and hit no on that one.
I'm going to put no. I'm against any type of federal stimulus.
I'm just a simple no as well.
Yeah. Next one. I'm gonna put very important on that, by the way, though.
Yeah, I did too.
Should the federal government subsidize U.S. farmers?
I put a simple no.
I'm actually a simple no on that too. What about you, Greg?
This is not a simple issue for me, because I come from I'm the first generation that did not grow up on a farm in my family, and I've worked on
Same
the farm,
here.
and I know how tough it is.
Is it tough because of the government, though?
This is another one of those complicated issues, and I'm not sure farm subsidies necessarily help everyone equitably or have the result that they should have. So I'm going to say a simple no on this, but I think that's a more complex issue than yes or no.
Well, I think a lot of them are more complex.
No,
than
no,
they are.
definitely, Greg. No, I hear you, man. I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't make.
No, it's okay.
I didn't want to make you do this. Man. I'm sorry.
No,
Actually, I
no,
did,
it's
but-
fine. It's that's one of those questions that, oh man, I could go all day long about
Yeah.
euthanasia.
All right, here we go. Let's go to the next one, though. Should we expand or dismantle our Social Security program? You have keep as is, dismantle, expand, and increase the payroll tax on individuals making more than $250,000 to make up for the budget shortfall. Privatize the current system by allowing younger workers to contribute a portion of their payroll tax obligation to a private investment account. Reform and raise the retirement age to account for people living longer. Reform the current system into a voluntarily opt-in program. Reform the current system to factor inflation rather than wage growth.
I did the opt-in.
Yeah, actually, I'm totally in favor of the opt-in.
I think that's the easiest one to go with here. So yeah, I'll go with the opt.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's things, again, in order to keep the current system, you're going to have to reform and raise the retirement age. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, a lot of these you're going to have to do.
Yeah.
But my best is, once we kind of get to where it's stable, then an
Yeah.
opt-in only system.
And you can do it. You can still do an opt-out, and then you could do like a half opt-in, and then a total opt-in. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff you could do with
Yeah.
that, and that's what they ought to do with it. Make it a big smorgasbord.
Yeah.
But it's got to go. Eventually, let the free market get rid of it. All right, so are we going to keep? Oh, how important is that one? That's actually really important to me, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah, I
because it
actually
needs to
put
be
that
fixed.
too. Mm-hmm.
That's how they get you.
that's how they get you.
Do you believe that the 2001 and 2003 George W. Bush tax cuts should be extended? Yes, no. Extended only for those making over $250,000. Abolish all income taxes. Abolish the IRS and pass the fair tax
I'm gonna go with that
legislation.
one.
Reform to a flat tax system. Yes, and enact more across the board cuts to aid all income levels. Which one were you, Greg?
Fair tax.
Using a fair tax, huh? Danielle?
I'm really kind of stuck on this one because there's a lot of conditions that I have with the fair tax, but because it's a consumption tax, like that is the best option because I'm for a consumption tax, not necessarily the fair tax.
Right. That's how I feel about it, actually. I don't think that the fair tax is perfect. I think
don't
the fair
either.
tax needs a lot of work. But it's the best idea that I've heard that anybody's put on the table. And I'm like you. I'm fully in support of a consumption tax. So
Because it's the only option that is a consumption tax, I am going to pick it.
All right, I'm gonna have to add my own stance here.
Are you now?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add your own stance here, and I would say proportion to the states by population.
Oh, yeah. I actually like that the best.
You gonna say something while I'm typing?
Well, I've already looked at the next question. And
I know. I started reading
Well,
the next
read the next
question.
one, right?
Okay.
Next one. Read
Should
that.
Wall Street executives be criminally charged for their roles in the 2008 subprime mortgage crisis? I'm a simple yes on that, and I'm moving that up to at least more important.
I am also a simple yes on that. I did move it up to more, but not most.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with a straight yes on this one.
Yeah, that's what we did. Just straight yes.
Should the U.S. reduce corporate income tax rates? Yes, no. Corporations should pay 35% flat tax or tax rate just like the average American taxpayer and heavily penalized if they don't. No, raise corporate income tax rates. Switch to a flat tax with no deductions. Yes, and abolish corporate income taxes. Yes, but eliminate loopholes and require corporations to pay a minimum tax. Yes, but only for corporations that hire exclusively in the United States. So should we reduce the income tax rates? What'd you guys put on this one?
Corporate income tax rates.
Corporate income tax rate.
And I'm still thinking because... I'm going to say the closest thing here, because this is another very complicated one.
Right.
And I think the best, I don't want to add my own stance. I think the best one here to choose is switch to a flat tax with no deductions.
You know, that's what I have too.
You know?
Is a flat tax with no deductions I'm okay with.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know about this one. I'd like to just abolish them, to be honest with you. But I'm not abolishing the other ones either right now, though.
See, that's the thing. I didn't go with abolishing the other tax. You know, I went with past fair tax.
and
I don't want to say that we all have to be taxed, but the corporations don't have to be taxed at all.
And I'm the same way.
But I don't think that they're necessarily. I'm not sure exactly how the fair tax is going to work in relation to corporate income tax. And does it abolish corporate income taxes completely if we put in the fair tax?
I think it does.
So if it does, then it would be just abolish corporate income taxes. So okay,
Are we going? Are we
abolish corporate income?
Are we going to go with the fact that the fair tax was passed in that one then?
Well,
We'll say that this is how we're voting, and we're going to vote for somebody that supports the fair tax,
Right.
and that's
All
what
right,
we're
all right.
saying. So yeah, abolish corporate income taxes because it's part of the fair tax.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Should pension plans for federal, state, and local workers be reformed? Yes, no. No, the current pension plays an important role in the well-being of our senior citizens. Yes, pension spending is out of control and must be reduced. Yes, phase out into privately managed plans for future workers.
I did the phase out.
Yeah, I'm phasing out on that one.
Yeah, I agree.
I put a little more importance on that, though.
And I also did.
All right, here we go. We're going into the domestic policy area of the show. Do you support increased gun control?
I did
Simple
a
no.
simple no.
Simple no.
Yeah, and that's pretty important.
Yeah,
And I did
I'm
move it
gonna
up to
move it up
most.
to most.
Yeah.
I think I did that as well. Yes, I did. Should the federal government regulate the internet to deter online piracy?
No.
No.
I'm straight no on that, too.
And I'm actually going to move that up to most as well because the ways that the government is going to get involved in doing that is going to affect everybody's privacy.
Well,
It's
they're
going to
there.
affect everything that we do on the internet. And, you know, I really don't want to be monitored on the scale that they're going to have to monitor us
They're the
to
online
really enforce anything.
Yeah,
like
right now
Yeah.
they're the online piracy. So, should we limit federal funds to public schools that do not meet performance standards? You get yes, no, let each state decide. The federal government should not be involved in education. The federal government should take over control of the schools from the states.
I have the
For all you statists out there, there's an
federal
answer.
government should not be involved in education.
I'm there.
And I
that's
moved it up to most,
I
yeah.
did too. Are you in favor of decriminalizing all drugs? Yes, no.
Yes.
No, we should pass tougher drug laws. That's where I'm at, yes, and retroactively reduce sentences for those already serving time for drug use. Yes, but not. Oh, yes, most, but not all drugs. So which one are you? Where are you guys at?
I am yes, and retroactively reduce sentences for those already serving time for drug use.
Amen, sister. Where you at, Greggy Poo?
I was a simple yes, but I am going to that same one. As well. Yes,
you wanted to get out the
retro.
easiest. You found a cooler yes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was
Like,
a simple yes, and it's like,
I'm like, oh, that's what that says? Okay.
okay, yeah.
That's how I really feel. Do you support affirmative action programs? Yes, no, and laws should be passed prohibiting minority groups from receiving any favorable treatment. No, and I'm a complete racist. No. Sorry, that's not one of the answers. No, but we should offer social programs to address poverty regardless of race or ethnicity. Yes, and laws should be passed requiring all federal agencies to give favorable treatments to minorities. So are you yes, no?
I'm a simple no.
I'm a simple no, and
Because I don't
it's
think we
least
need-
important.
Yeah, I did move it down. I didn't move it down to least, but I did do less. And I'm a simple no because I don't think we need more laws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you support the Patriot Act? Yes, no, yes, but limit the scope of the government's powers. No, and pass strict laws prohibiting any government surveillance. Greg Bowen.
No, and pass strict laws prohibiting any government surveillance, and moved it up to most important.
Me too.
I'm just going to go with the no, but I'm going to make it the most important thing.
Okay.
Should taxpayer dollars be used to fund the construction of NFL stadiums? Yes, no. No, this is a waste of taxpayer
And I'm
dollars.
moving it up to most important as well, because I think that's BS, because how many other organizations get their facilities paid for by taxpayers?
Exactly.
Not many.
None.
So.
No, I said no. Simple no and moved it up.
And with you on that one. All right. Should there be term limits for members of Congress? Yes, no. Legislating is a complex process that could be thrown into turmoil if too many congressmen do not have enough experience. Are you kidding me? You wrote that crap on there?
Somebody
All right.
actually.
Yes, term limits are a necessary political apparatus to prevent corruption in our government.
I'm
I'm
leaving it somewhat, and I'm saying no.
I'm just saying a simple no.
I'm actually putting yes, and I'm making it most important.
Yeah.
We've had this discussion before, you and I.
And I go back and forth on it, but right now I'm yes.
Okay. Well, I
Okay.
do not support term limits.
I
in
don't.
Congress.
I just feel like if the people still want you to represent them, then you should be able to.
And remember when I had you quartered, and you kind of had to agree with me back during the Ron Paul days.
Yeah.
So,
Well, here's the thing, though. You know what, man? To be honest with you, none of them are worth it.
none of them are worth it.
Not a one of them. It's not going to stop corruption, though, so that's why I'm just yes.
Right.
It's not going to stop it. You got to do a lot more than
Right.
that. Should corporations and unions be permitted to fund broadcast advertisements backing political candidates through political action committees, otherwise known as super PACs?
This is complex because I'm actually going to have to say no.
You're talking about wide-ranging campaign reform
Right.
to even deal with this.
Well, and here's the thing: is I'm saying no because I don't think it should have to be through a super PAC. I think that anyone should be able to, broadcast an advertisement backing a candidate whenever they want. But I don't think that they should have to run through a super PAC to do it, which right now they do. So I am saying no, but I don't like the way the question's worded.
yeah.
Well, here's the thing. If they're backing a political candidate, I think because that's the key word. Like, should corporations and unions be permitted to fund broadcast advertisements backing political candidates through political action committees? But what they're saying is, should you be able to publicly back a political candidate? Should a super PAC be able to do that? My answer is going to be yes, as long as there is full transparency.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel that I don't like the super PAC thing because I think super PACs give cover to corporations, and that's why I had to say no.
Yeah.
But I think that, if I own a corporation and I support a candidate, I should be able to buy advertisement for that candidate, and the government shouldn't be able to tell me no. But I shouldn't have to do it through a super PAC, which right now I do, and I think super PACs give cover to corporations, which I don't like. So I did have to say no.
I'm gonna have to go with full transparency on that. As long as there's full transparency, I don't care. Matter of fact, you should have to wear an out uniform like a NASCAR driver.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
I'd like to
I've
have
said
that.
that many times for years.
I actually think we ought to just do that for any candidates we're running against. Like, you ought to just make a NASCAR symbol and say, this is who's paid him. You know what I'm saying? Just have a picture of him, just with all the people that paid him and how much it is. Mm-hmm. We should do that for Scott and Chris.
Yes.
We should totally do that for Scott and Chris.
Here's the thing: is most of the time, but all the uniforms would look the same because they're all backed by the same people.
Exactly. And then you'd have one that would stand out because none of those people are on it.
Here's the thing. I'd say that I would say no, and the reason is I think that they should just be able to donate directly to the candidate if they want. And the candidate can make their own commercials.
Yeah, and I do too. I'm the same way.
But because then we know, because then it's public record.
Yep.
We get the transparency that you're looking for. So we don't.
I'm cool with that.
We put them in a position where you can't hide behind a PAC. You can't. I mean, you're free to go ahead and donate as much as you want to whoever you want. But don't hide behind a PAC.
Right.
So we don't know who you are and who you're buying.
I didn't like the question because it included the super PACs. Really, kind of changed my answer.
All right. Next question. Should the redrawing of congressional districts be controlled by an independent, nonpartisan commission? Yes, no. No, gerrymandering allows officials to more effectively represent the interest of their constituency. Don't again believe that one.
No,
No,
bitch slap
Yeah.
that person.
no,
Who
no.
even wrote that?
I swear to God, they're actually are putting in answers over here. Like they're gonna weed out the assholes.
like if you pick some of these and like you pick enough, like a hand should come out of your computer and smack you across the face.
Right across the jib.
Yeah, just
right across the jib. Just a punch in the jib. All right. So you got yes, no, no gerrymandering. We talked that one. No, there is no better alternative. Yes, gerrymandering gives an unfair advantage to the party in power during redistricting. Yes, switch to a multi-member proportionally selected redistricting system. I'm just going to go with a straight yes.
yeah, I think I am too.
Yeah. And I'm
don't
going to move it up.
I'm going to move it up one. Yeah, I'm moving
No,
it up one.
I left it where it was.
Because I think that the gerrymandering and the way that the districts are being redrawn, it's a lot of people are getting hosed, and we don't have proper representation in government because of some of that.
Well, I actually think if you could do, here's what you do. The supervisor of elections should be the one that actually does it, and all of those supervisor of elections should get together and be voting on that crap. But that should be the ones that do it.
I would agree with that. That would be a
Because
good way.
those are nonpartisan. I mean, in reality, those are pretty nonpartisan positions.
Yeah.
Some of them are partisan. Some of them are.
I mean,
we are lucky in Pasco with who we got.
Yeah.
Really, I think it's something that should be figured out pretty easily. And I think you're right in letting the supervisor of elections being the ones to control it, and giving it to the congressmen, letting them decide who they get to rule. just doesn't seem to work for me. And
I think that because you'll have a bunch of different supervisor of elections, I think that you're not going to be able to get away with as much of the BS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 67 of them in Florida,
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Next one's healthcare issues, starting with, should marijuana be legalized in the U.S.? Yes, no, but yes for only medical use. Do you want me just to not even talk about that?
No, because I like one of the answers better than just a straight yes.
Yes, but only for medical use. Yes, and immediately free all citizens jailed for drug offenses. Yes, legalize, tax, and regulate marijuana instead of criminalizing it. No, and increase penalties for all nonviolent drug offenders. Whoa.
Yes, and immediately free all citizens jailed for drug offenses.
Oh yeah, I'll go with that.
Yep. And I moved that up. I moved that all the way up.
Yeah, that's important.
Most
Yeah.
important.
To be honest with you, that's going to save us money.
Exactly.
Tons of money.
Yeah. Do you support the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as Obamacare?
Simple no. Simple no. Can we just make it a simple no? We talk about this so much.
I don't think we need to read all the things, but my answer is the government should not be involved in the medical business.
I'm going to put just straight no. I'm not even going to get into it.
Yeah. That's where I'm
I did up the importance of it, though.
Me too. One space.
Yeah. Should we keep or expand, or should we expand or dismantle our Medicare program? Keep as is, dismantle, expand, reform, transform the system into a Canadian or European single payer system. Seniors should embrace responsibility for their own health care and leave the government out of it.
I picked dismantle because I think you can dismantle it in pieces and phase people out, but I definitely would like to be phasing people out.
I'm going with dismantle.
I'm torn. Philosophically, I'm dismantle. We don't need it. Leave it to the states. But I would go with dismantling or reforming. I'm going to say dismantle, but I would not vote against somebody who's saying we need to reform it because they're at least on the right track.
Right.
If their reforms
But they
are
might
good.
want to reform it to where everybody's
That's
on
a,
it.
yeah, that's a different question.
Right, depends
How
on
they're
the
How
that's,
they're
that's
reforming.
another one of those complex ones.
I
you
know. Most of these are, though.
All right, here we go.
Foreign policy.
Foreign policy. Those damn foreigners. Should the government cut military spending? Yes, no. Do not change the current military budget. Increase the military budget. I'm going to go with...
Straight yes.
Straight yes, most important.
Most important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
should the military fly drones over foreign countries to gain intelligence and kill suspected terrorists? Yes, no. Yes, but only with permission from the countries in question.
And that's what I'm going with.
Yes, the U.S. needs to use all necessary means to combat terrorism. No, only to gather intelligence, not to kill suspected terrorists. No, the U.S. military does not have the right to fly unmanned aerials over foreign countries without a congressional declaration of war.
I had to say if the country gives you permission, then you can do it. So I
Yeah.
had to go with country permission.
Yeah.
And I did move it up to more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if
we're asking and they say yes.
if we ask, they say yes, we're helping them or whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right. Should the yeah, I'm good with it. Yes, but only with permission from the country in question. Should the U.S. withdraw troops from because here's the thing: if you have to declare war to do it, then you wouldn't have been asking to begin with.
You weren't asking.
You know, it ain't like, you know, if it ain't somebody you trust, then you have to go to war. Man. The way it works.
I think a lot of the
Take a
rules are
vote.
suspended when there's a declaration of war.
You know my theory when it comes to foreign policy.
I know.
I think the only thing if we should not have troops in any other country unless we declare war. But if we do, don't pussyfoot around.
You're a parking lot.
Don't get a bunch of people killed on our side when we have bombs that can make a whole lot of people go boom. Just bomb the crap out of somebody until they submit, and then just come home and call it a day.
I'm
Matlock
not
or
that
something, I don't
extreme.
care.
But
I am the glass theory. Look, here's the thing: you only got to do that once. After that, once you just say we're
Didn't
gonna,
we already?
yeah,
here's
I
the
think we
thing.
did that a couple times.
but we
Yeah.
didn't get the hell out of the way though. That the other part that works is you have to not
build
keep
it
killing
back.
them.
Right.
You know, you got to come home.
Asshole.
You got to come home at that point, man. All right, here we go. Should the U.S. withdraw troops from Afghanistan? Yes, no, and not until U.S. military leaders are confident that the mission has been accomplished. No, send in more troops. Yes, and only approve future wars through Congress. Yes, bring a majority of the troops home, but maintain a strong diplomatic presence.
I said yes and only approve future wars through Congress.
I'm gonna have to go there as well with you. What about you, Greggy Poo?
Can
Can I call you Greggy Poo?
He doesn't like that.
I don't particularly like or dislike it. The thing is,
Have you told me before that you don't like
Yes.
Well, what I've told you before is that's what little kids tend to call me. Like,
it? So you're saying I'm a little kid?
well,
I can go with that. I'm 5.
I mean,
When
7.
you actually know him like really really well, the
He does.
little kid,
He knows enough.
You know,
Yeah.
like no, when you live with him, like the little kid, you know, it works.
yeah, that's why it doesn't really bother me.
Like if someone else said it, maybe, but
All right. Enough,
Yeah.
enough of you two. All right, here we go. We're going to go. Should the U.S. intervene in the affairs of other countries? You have yes, no, no. We have more important domestic issues to worry about. No, and dramatically decrease our military while abolishing the CIA and NSA. Yes, and use the military to preemptively strike any hostile nations perceived as a threat, only if there is a direct threat to our national interest. Only with non-violent diplomatic solutions such as sanctions and peace talks. Sanctions ain't that peaceful, people. They're not really diplomatic either. Only in matters of national security, human rights violations, or specifically asked by the international community.
I think I would go with that one. I was going to be a simple no until we got to that.
I'm still simple now.
Well,
If they ask, I'm not against us helping. If people, I mean,
But
when
this is-
Hitler's gassing Jews, I don't have a problem with us storming in and stopping him. So human rights violations
yeah,
depends on the human rights,
right.
You know, I mean, how bad is it? What are they doing? I mean, are they killing people? Then yes, let's go in and stop them from killing people. I can get behind that, but I want to see the proof. I want to know that that's what's going on. And like the whole Syria thing, I'm not convinced that it's as bad as you guys are telling me. I don't think we need to get involved here. But when it really is as bad as it can be, I don't really have a problem with that.
They caught me on this specifically asked by the international community, because just because the international community says, hey, those guys are doing bad things, it doesn't necessarily mean that they really are. So they caught me on that one, so I had to say a simple no.
Here's the thing. I'm going to go with only if there's a direct threat to our national security. It's the only one that makes sense, in my opinion.
You know what? And I'm going to agree with you.
I actually have to move to that one, too.
And otherwise, if the country asks us...
Because my intervening in the affairs is I'm going to declare war.
Right. Right.
I mean, we'll try some diplomatic stuff. I mean, we're not, but once...
We'll see.
If there's a direct threat, okay, we're coming. Yeah, we're coming to get you, so... But, again, just leave us alone. We'll leave you alone, and we'll be all right. Should the United States end all trade embargo and travel ban on Cuba?
Yes.
Yes. I'm not even going to...
I actually went yes and embargoes with all countries and allow U.S. businesses to do business with any country.
Yeah, I'll go with that, too.
Yeah, actually, all right. Screw you. I should have read them all. All right. Yes, lift the travel ban, but keep some provisions of the embargo in place. Yes, allow Americans to travel to any country they choose. Okay, so, yeah, I'm going to go there. Here we go. We got, should the U.S. continue to support Israel? You got yes, no. No, we should be less involved. No, cut all support and aid. No, we should not give aid to any foreign nations. We should give equal support to Iran, Israel and Palestine, not the current regime. Yes, and with more aid and support. Yes, but respect Israel's sovereignty and do not dictate how it should interact with its neighbors. It should be no, but that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, just change that to no. That's what I would tell you.
Yeah.
Respect their sovereignty. Don't tell them what to do. Yes, and increase funding to support the decisions to move the embassy to Jerusalem.
I'm just going to go with a simple no and move it up a notch on importance.
I had to go with no, and we should not give aid to any foreign nations because it's not specific. Like, I'm not specifically against supporting Israel. I'm specifically against supporting any foreign nation.
Yeah. That's I know, and we should not give aid to any foreign nations because you know what?
It's not specific to Israel.
You shouldn't single them out in any way. You shouldn't single them out in a good way or a bad way.
I'm not going to say no. We shouldn't. We should never give aid to any foreign nations. But I'm going to say no because Israel doesn't need it, and I'm going to say there are a lot of countries that we give aid to that don't need it, and I'm going to say that there's some aid that we give to countries that countries need our aid, and we're not giving it to them the right way. So, I'm not totally against aid. I think we overdo it a lot. We way overdo it a lot, but.
I'm gonna hook you up here because I know you're feeling torn. Hey, look, there's nothing in this that's stopping an individual from doing that. So get you Sally Struthers, put it on TV, and you'll get the money. You know why? Because America is the most generous country on earth. We've done the studies. I mean, we really looked it up, and we've done more to eradicate hunger in this country or in this world by private means, not by government means. It's not the government's been screwing it up. It's the private industry that's that. Because look, when we give these people look. We gave Iran and Iraq weapons for 10 years while they were killing each other. That's part of the support that's out there. Like, are we really serious about doing that? Here's the thing. Why don't we just... And here's the thing. If you're a person that really wants to make sure that Israel is well protected, join the IDF. Give them your money. Join the IDF.
Fine.
Here's the thing. They need that shit on their own. So... I'm sorry.
Let's move on to the next one.
I know me and you agree on that. So
you're right. I mean, ultimately, you are correct. So that's fine.
I'm not correct all the time. I'm wrong most of the time.
No,
but in that one,
I'm not saying you're always correct. But yes, right there you are. So
all right. How should the U.S. deal with Iran?
I don't like any of the answers here.
Strategically eliminate their nuclear bomb-making capabilities. Maintain diplomacy while discouraging use of nuclear weapons. Ignore their threats and cease all contact. Isolate through trade embargoes. Iran does not threaten our national security, and there is no proof that they are building a nuclear weapon. Overthrow the current government and install a democracy like they did in 53.
That worked out so well.
Yeah, that worked out
That got
so
us to
well.
where we are today.
Let's not do that.
I had to say maintain diplomacy while discouraging use of nuclear weapons because we cannot tell another country what to do, but we can certainly say, hey, that may not be a good idea.
Remember the parking lot.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I'm there too, but here's the thing. What I would say is, if you guys screw this up, man, and we got to declare war on you, brother, you don't want it. But we're going to be cool with you. We're going to drop all the embargoes.
We're going to let you do your thing. But you bust one out, we got plenty.
And I'm going to acknowledge, I wasn't around for 53, but I'm going to acknowledge it happened.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys ain't saints. So let's just call it square. All right, so that's where I'm at. What's wrong with you, Danielle? You all right? Did I say
Yeah.
something piss you off?
No.
Oh.
I yawned. I'm sorry. I
Oh,
covered my
don't
mouth.
be yawning in here. How should the U.S. handle the genocide in the Sudan?
I'm really torn with this.
Support a NATO effort to contain the Sudanese army. Do not get involved. Overthrow the current government and instill a democracy, or add your own stance. It's making. Well, there is genocide in the Sudan, right?
Absolutely, there is.
What's going on with it right now? Is it stopping? Is it still going? I don't know.
As far as I know, it's still going on.
It is still going on.
Isn't NATO there right now?
This is
though?
another one of those things where it's like I'm not necessarily against us being involved somehow.
I'm not, but I'm also not completely in favor of the NATO effort to contain the military, the Sudanese military either. I would be much more in favor of helping the people who they're working against, who the Sudanese military is against. But this is a really hard one for me because I'm not completely opposed to us being involved. I am opposed to what we're currently doing.
Mm-hmm. And I don't I don't really care for these other options either.
I know.
I don't want to overthrow the current government and
government.
still a democracy. That is not at all what I'm in favor of. And supporting a NATO effort to contain the Sudanese military
is not really a good option either.
I'm just not going to get involved, man.
Oh my God, I'm so torn on that, and I don't want to.
You know what? It's because you're torn that you just got to stay out of it. Unless you personally feel that way and you want to give money to the other side that's over there, and you want to give them money, then that's cool. Because if those people come over here and kill you for doing that, I'll bomb the crap out of them.
Yes.
So then we can go to war that way. So there you go.
This is my one that I had to go with an add your own stance.
Oh, ooh. We have a Danielle. Add your own stance.
I'm thinking about doing that myself.
I actually went with increased humanitarian efforts for the Sudanese people.
Oh, I like that. Can I copy that?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, this ain't a test, man. I mean, it's a test, but it's not a.
Yeah, I'm in favor of that. Okay.
All right, next one. Should foreign terrorist suspects be given constitutional rights? Yes. All right. I'm supposed to read the answers first and then go to you. Like, do you like it's like you're racing me, man. I'm trying to get there quick for you, and
He's
you
quick
race
on the
me.
buzzer. He's just,
I play a lot of Jeopardy. Dude.
I know, I hear you, but it ain't that kind of game.
we should
Quick draw, McGraw.
we should get buzzers.
Yeah.
We
should
need
play
buzzers.
more games like this. I mean, not this in depth where it's like a 2-hour game.
I know.
But we should definitely.
We're an hour
Smoke
10 in
break.
right now.
We should definitely do some more actual quiz games and
That's all right. We got to finish this thing
okay.
up. We're going to finish this up, then we're going to take a break, and then once we get back, so don't say what you are, but when we get back, we'll say what we are.
Okay.
Should foreign terrorist suspects be given constitutional rights? You have yes, no. Yes, give them a fair trial and shut down Gitmo or Guantanamo Bay. Yes, just like a U.S. citizen's terrorists should be given a fair trial in federal courts. No, they are not U.S. citizens and should be subject to enhanced interrogation methods. No, they should be tried in military tribunals, but not subject to torture.
I had to go with the last one. I don't believe foreign terrorists belong in a U.S. court system with constitutional rights, but I don't think that we should. I don't think that gives us the right to torture people either.
I say yes, because the constitutional rights are not given to people by the government. Constitutional rights are what will not be infringed upon by our government. They do not require that you be a citizen of the United States for the government to not trample those rights. It just states that the government can't trample those rights. So I say the government can't trample those rights. They deserve the right to a fair trial, because it's not about what they did. It's about what our government does. And for our government to still be what we hope it's going to be, and a fair republic where the people do have power and are important, then, it's not about whether they're citizens or what they did. It's about what our government stands for and how it's structured. So, yes, they should be given their constitutional rights.
Two opposing viewpoints on this. Alex will be siding with Danielle, and that's where my little nationalism comes out right there. Because you ain't American, you ain't American. You don't get the rights, American. No, actually, I do think that if you are foreign terrorism suspects, I mean, I guess it does depend on how they got those people or not. But like if you were on the battlefield and fighting back and forth, maybe I guess at that point they consider you an enemy combatant. So I'm going to consider that still as enemy combatants and stuff. And because it's at a time of war, all those things are done in military tribunals. And the only reason you do that is because of, I hear what you're saying though, Greg, so don't hate me.
I'm not hating you.
Okay, here we go. We got to go to the next one though, just so I can get past it quick. I don't want Greg to get mad at me. Should the U.S. back the Egyptian military's crackdown against the Muslim Brotherhood? Yes, no, we should stay out of this. Yes, the faster Egyptian military can regain power, the sooner the violence will end. No, the Muslim Brotherhood won control of the Egyptian government in a democratic election, and the U.S. should support its cause.
Simple no, let's move on.
I went no, stay out of it.
Yep. No, stay out of it. Yeah, that's the one I'm at. Yeah. Should the U.S. maintain a presence in the United Nations? Yes, no, and remove the UN headquarters from the U.S. Scale back our current involvement? Yes, and use the UN peacekeeping forces to protect U.S. interests. Where are you at there?
I had no and remove the headquarters from the U.S.
I'm with you on that one. And that's actually kind of important. Totally with you on that one.
Yeah.
Should the U.S. continue NSA surveillance of its allies? Boy, this thing's kind of new, isn't it?
Wow. Of its allies. Not its
allies.
enemies.
Allies. Continue, by the way, not start.
Right.
Like, should we keep fucking spying on our allies, on the people that are supposed to be on our side?
On our peeps.
I said no. Spying on our allies will severely damage our reputation abroad. And I do believe that if they're an ally, they're an ally. And we don't spy on them until they give us a reason, just like we don't feel that people are guilty until there's proof. So no, until they give you a reason, don't spy.
Agreed. And I bumped it up to most important because I think that's severely damaging.
Yeah.
Are we getting
I moved it up one. We're almost done. We got science and immigration. Yeah,
and then
we got
today's
science
trending
and
question.
immigration.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go.
All right, let's speed this up.
All right, speed this up. Here we go. Should children of illegal immigrants be granted citizenship?
I think
Yes,
the
no.
Constitution is clear. If you're
Yes.
born here, you're born here.
Yeah.
Well, you have yes, no, yes if they were born here, yes, but it should not grant them their parents' citizenship. Yes, but after they turn 18 to apply for citizenship. Yes, but after 4 years of military service. No, an illegal immigrant should be deported. Yes, and abolish all national borders.
I just have yes if they were born here.
Yes, if they were born here.
All right. I'm yes, if they were born here. All right. Should illegal immigrants be given access to government-subsidized health care?
No.
I said no, the government should not subsidize health care.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with them being immigrants or whatever.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be in the business.
All right. All right, so the next one is, and I'm just going to skip the other ones. So I'll let you guys read them. Should illegal immigrants working in the U.S. be granted temporary amnesty? Yes, no. You want to look at them first? Or?
I'm reading through them right now. I'm
No, but
actually
allow them to
saying
stay.
no, but allow them to stay. There's no, but allow them to stay if they haven't committed a crime. But they are. It does say that they're working. So if you're working and you're providing and you're you're still contributing to society, I think you should not be deported.
Yeah. I say yes, create a simple path to citizenship for nonviolent criminals.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Yeah, I'm going with that one.
See, the question is amnesty, not about creating a simple path to citizenship.
But
So I agree with a simple path to citizenship, but I don't agree with amnesty. Does that make sense?
it's a temporary
They need
amnesty,
amnesty because-
to get the to get the citizenship, the simple path.
Yeah.
Because if they don't have the amnesty, then you have to deport them.
And they lose their job, and their family
It's
gets uprooted.
temporary
And
amnesty.
it's temporary amnesty, and we agree that the problem here is government.
Right.
So why should we just let the government make it a bigger problem by saying, no, now we got to deport you and then let you come back when you're illegal because it was such a big deal and such a problem for you to... They just want to come here and get a job
Yeah.
and support their family. And we make it so difficult on them that they can't do that.
So,
Right.
but this is them working in the U.S. If they weren't
Yeah,
working
they're
in the
working.
U.S., that
They
wouldn't be the
said,
same.
screw your rules, screw your green card. I'm going to get a job and I'm going to support my family.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with that
And
either.
I
go
don't
with
want to
that.
penalize them for that.
All right. I'll go again. I'm good. I moved my answer to that too. You guys browbeat me into it. Should law enforcement be allowed to detain illegal immigrants for minor crimes so that federal immigration authorities can take custody of them? Yes, no. Too many nonviolent immigrants are deported. Only if they are convicted of violent crimes. Yes, an illegal immigrant should be turned over to the federal authorities and deported. Or yes, all illegal immigrants should be turned over to the federal authorities and deported.
I'm going to go with only violent crime.
You know, man, I'm just going to go with, should law enforcement be allowed? Yeah, I'm going to go with yes.
And I'm inclined to agree on yes because...
I know, me too. I'm
Just
kind
straight
of
yes,
torn.
I'm just going to say straight yes.
Yeah, I guess. None of these are good answers.
Yeah. All right, we got science and the trend. Okay, so science. Do you believe in the theory of evolution? Yes, no, and it should be taught in public schools. Regardless, all theories should be taught in school. Up for debate. Yes, and should be required in public schools. Yes, but I believe the intelligent design theory. Yes, evolution is a fact.
As a
I'm just
Christian,
going to go simple yes.
yeah, as a Christian, I actually do. I do believe that evolution should be taught, but I also believe in intelligent design. I don't think one rules out the other or proves the other.
I'm just a straight yes on that one because
Okay.
I believe in evolution.
I believe in evolution. Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
I'm proof of it.
Oh my gosh!
No, seriously.
Evolution or devolution?
You,
No, evolution, actually. You don't want to know why? You want to know why?
Why?
I only have one wisdom tooth.
Do you know? Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
we go through this all the time.
That's right.
That's the proof, though.
He's
Um,
rung up on...
Wisdom. Tooth.
How are you with lactose? Are you lactose intolerant?
No, I'm good there.
Good.
All right. Should the federal government fund stem cell research? Yes, no, yes, as long as they are non-fetal stem cells. No, all forms of stem cell research should be illegal. No, leave funding and research to the private sector.
Which is mine.
Yeah, funding
Which
and
is
research
mine.
to the private sector.
And that's pretty important. Because, you know what? It's out there. You know what I'm saying? It's already out there. Should the United States increase our space if these lobbyists that lobbied a bunch of crap would just give these people the money directly, we wouldn't have the problem. All right. Back to the other question. Should the United States increase our space exploration efforts and budget? Yes, no. Not during a recession. Leave funding and research to the private sector. Incentivize the private sector to develop space technology. Regardless, we should not use space-based technology for military purposes. Regardless, we should only use government funds for national defense purposes and leave exploration to the private sector.
I'm going with leave funding and research to the private sector.
I'm saying yes.
Yeah. I'm a straight yes.
I know you are. I knew you would be.
Hey, look, one of the proper roles of government is to protect life. They need to make sure that they can get me off of this planet if there's an asteroid coming.
Also, national security and whoever controls the moon controls the Earth. And if we're not the first to put a military base on the moon, then someone else will be.
And we're screwed sandwich.
And we're screwed sandwich. So, like it or not, it's a
Yep.
national security issue. We have to do it.
All right, here we go. Who do you think was most responsible for the federal government shutdown? Republicans? Democrats?
Where's that?
It's today's
trend
trending
run.
question.
Oh, because I got a different one.
Oh.
Oh, what does yours say?
Do you approve or disapprove of the overall job Congress is doing? Disapprove.
All right. I'm going to go with Who do you think was most responsible for the Fed? Republicans, Democrats, Ted Cruz, Harry Reid, John Boehner, Barack Obama, American voters.
Which I
Both sides are equally responsible. Tea Party, add your own stance.
Okay, I actually am between both sides are equally responsible and American voters, because American voters voted every single one of the people in that screwed this whole thing up for decades. So I'm in between those two, but I'm going to go with both sides are equally responsible.
I'm going there.
You're going with, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm going there. I'm going both sides. Because it is. Look, neither one of them. Look, the Democrats wanted for it to happen too.
Yeah.
Because they knew they could blame the Republicans for it.
Well, I just think
And the Republicans wanted it to happen because they thought they might be able to get something out of it.
I think both sides have had uncontrollable spending for way too long, and that's what's gotten us into the
Yeah.
mess. So I can't say it's one side over another.
All right, so don't say what your results are. Let's click
Are
the
we gonna
results.
click show
Yeah, go
my
ahead and
results?
click the results.
We are
We're
now matching your answers to the candidates. D, GOP, Libertarian Party, and
Or
Green
Green.
I got to
Party.
tell you, we got the coolest one anyway, though.
We do have the coolest
We got
one.
the Statue of Liberty. Y'all can't step to that. Come on. We got it.
Okay.
Well,
So we're going to break.
I'm
and then
shocked.
we're going to
Go
come
to
back.
break.
I'm shocked, I tell you.
Yeah.
Sorry. What do we want to do for break this week?
Yeah.
Rebel Inc. loves us, and we have permission to use their music, even though YouTube thinks we don't. So we're going to still play their music. Just pick 2 songs, my friends.
Police State and Burn.
Yeah.
Police State and Burn. We opened with Burn, so pick something else. Or should we just play the whole song for people since we only use
Yeah, the whole song. People like to hear that song.
Okay.
Do Police State first, though.
Police State is first.
You're listening off the rails. We'll be back.
Far past the city walls, high above the courts and laws. They're building a machine, the likes of which we never seen. Designed to break our will, track us and keep us still. With the name of freedom, they will trust and fight out every kill. Police state. They
Welcome back to Off the Rails. We're just gonna get back in anyway. We don't even care. We're so excited to tell you guys the results. All right, who's gonna go first on the results? Danielle's gonna go first on the results.
Okay. As no surprise to me whatsoever, I am 83% libertarian.
Good for you.
I am with the libertarians on domestic policy, economic, social, environmental, and science issues.
Oh, that's what it says, right?
Yeah.
All right, here's what it says. Now go down the rest of them too, though.
I am 46% in line with Republicans only on environmental issues.
All right.
I am 37% with the Green Party on domestic policy and healthcare issues.
All right.
I am 27% aligned with socialists, but nothing on major issues, just in general. And 5% in line with Democrats, but no major issues there either.
How weird is that, by the way? You want to go, Greg? Yeah, you go next, Greg.
I'll go. I am 77% with the libertarians. I'm with the libertarians on domestic policy and economic issues, according to this, and 59% with the Green Party on social, healthcare, and science issues. 54% with the Republican Party on economic and environmental issues, 39% with the Socialists, although no major issues, and 11% with the Democrats, but no major issues.
All right, here's where I'm at here. I'm with the Libertarians, 73%.
Wow, you're the least libertarian
I'm
of
the
all
least
of us.
libertarian in the
You
room.
are.
I'm on domestic policy, social, and environmental issues. The next one is the Republicans at 59% on economic and environmental issues. Green Party, I'm at 30%, no major issues. Socialists, 16%, no major issues. And Democrats, 13%, no major issues. So that's a little weird.
Quite frankly, I am not surprised by any of this.
I thought I was higher on the libertarian scale, but like I think I got dinged. I think I got.
You're
dinged
too
on
statey.
I'm too statey, yeah. So, but now when you side with on the issues on science, Greg, where were you at? Who were you with on that?
On science issues, it says Green Party.
All right, I was with the Republicans and libertarians on most science issues. Where were you at?
On science issues, I was with libertarians.
Oh, yours are on different orders. Okay.
Yeah.
So on science issues, we're all three with different parties,
Yeah.
according to this.
Yeah. Domestic policy, I side with the libertarians on most domestic policy issues.
As do I.
Me too.
Healthcare, I side with the Republicans and Green Party on most healthcare issues. That's weird.
I am Green Party.
As am I.
I actually looked it up and I see why, but I'm Green Party.
Why is it?
It's because I actually said that government shouldn't be involved in the medical business at all, where the libertarian answer would have been that to let the free market allow competition between state lines.
I gotcha. The economy, I side with the Republicans on most economic issues.
I'm sorry, I just read the bottom underneath all that where it says your influence. Because of you, 0 people have taken this quiz. It's almost an admonition. It's like, it's all your fault. Nobody's taking this quiz because of you.
Jerk. In the economy, I side with libertarians.
All right. Foreign policy, I side with the socialists.
I'm going to get you a Che shirt.
I'm libertarian on foreign policy.
As am I.
I got to see why on this one.
He's a socialist on foreign policy.
He's a foreign policy socialist. It's because he's all about glass. He's all about turning them into glass.
I'm gonna turn you into a parking lot.
We're going to turn you into a parking lot and take all your stuff
All right, let me get back to this.
and redistribute it.
I side with the Republicans on environmental. Where are you at?
Environmental, I am with libertarians.
And I'm also Republican, apparently, on environmental issues.
I
I
side
don't know
with-
how.
I side with
I
immigration.
totally disagree with them.
I side with immigration. I side with libertarians on immigration
As do I.
Me too.
and social libertarians.
I am also a social libertarian.
Apparently, I'm a social green party, but
I could see that with you, though.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely, like, with some of your answers, I could totally see why you'd be a greenie on social issues.
Yeah. Especially that whole death penalty thing.
Yeah. But no, I went into, because it does say that I side with the Green Party on healthcare, and I'm like, how? I'm completely against Obamacare and single payer and everything. but it's you and Republicans on Medicare. I said to dismantle it, which is Republican, but the government should not be involved in the medical business. Actually, was nobody. But on marijuana, when I said yes and immediately free all citizens jailed for drug offenses, then that put me in the Green Party and Socialist Party. Libertarians were just plain out yes.
Oh, all right then. Well, that was fun. I like that. I like that. It was good.
I don't like the box this puts me in. I'm too libertarian for the box that this is putting me in.
And on Medicare, Medicare was it says Medicare is reform, where I was like dismantle.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is weird. It's different from last time I went there and did that.
It is
And
different.
it doesn't have the candidates though because we're kind of
there's
in between.
We're in
this.
between it all, yeah.
Yeah.
But I am 83% a libertarian. I am the most libertarian in the room.
And Alex is the least libertarian
And
in
Alex
the room.
is the least libertarian in the room.
And none of that shocks me at all. While we were out there discussing our results, I even said that none of this shocks me in any way, shape, or form.
There you go. There you go. I like it. I like it a lot. That's pretty good times, though. I like it.
I like that. That was good.
That was fun.
I think it definitely opens up for many more quizzes in our future.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess
Yes.
so.
You do not seem as happy about the quizzes as we do.
No, I'm perfectly fine with it.
Like, I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. And you're like, whatever.
No. I liked it. I liked it. I liked it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Let me sign in with Facebook because I'm about to get to. I'm about to go to the next round of things.
No, I hate that.
Come on, you gotta love Stumble
No,
Upon.
but I don't. I think it makes horrible radio.
do you?
Sometimes it's pretty good.
it's a crapshoot,
It depends
though.
on what it see,
Whoa.
see, sometimes he gets naked girls. It makes you uncomfortable, and that
Wow,
that makes me laugh.
I
don't
just
know,
stumbled
man.
here, man. I don't know how this happened. So
Like, how is
Yeah,
that? how
that's
you
what they all
stumble?
say. I stumbled.
well,
First time
I
I
just
hit
stumbled
stumble,
here.
There's topless women, and I don't know how that happened.
I like it though. But they're not. None of them are topless though. They're all just wearing loose shirts.
No,
and-
one of them, a couple of them have been just with the arm across.
Yeah, I gotta make sure I like that one though. I love it though. I love it. I love it very much so. That's a nice looking pizza pie too. No, this is actually like a California pizza pie pizza. It's actual pizza.
It's
like
not
the
a
one you-
euphemism.
No, he's actually
It's-
looking
it's,
at a pizza.
It's the real pizza. Oh, you know what, Greg?
Yes, sir.
We were driving home today from doing something, and I wanted to ask your question on something.
Ask my opinion on something.
Yeah,
your
your opinion.
opinion.
Yeah, I want to
Okay.
ask your opinion on something. Man, let me see. Let me make sure. I'm going to phrase it in the right way. It doesn't really matter what happened today, but we were just driving home. It comes to personality conflict.
Okay.
Do you believe that you should address a person that has made an allegation to you head on?
That's so general.
I
I'll
know.
typically say yes on that.
What if it doesn't matter what the person alleges? Like it doesn't. It wouldn't matter to either way. Like what that person is alleging is so far from reality. It's not even funny.
Well, in that case, I would almost say no. I mean, again, it really depends, but I would say probably no.
Okay.
I mean,
But if you are going to do it, is it better to do it in person or now we have electronic means?
I think there's a lot of personalization taken out of electronic communication, but that doesn't mean that it's ineffective or shouldn't be used.
I got you.
Might even keep it more civil and cordial. I mean, depending on the allegation.
I think that most of the time, well, here's where I'll disagree with you right here. I think that actually what electronic media does is it makes it less civil, not more civil.
That's also possible.
I think more times than not, it's going to go in a
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. People like to hide behind their keyboard.
Yeah, I like to. I want to start. I want to start really just facing it, face on more. Like if I have a problem with somebody, I want to make sure. Either two things. One, I never want to speak with that person again, or if I know that I'll have to speak with that person again, I want to face it head on.
And then beat him about the face, breast, chest, neck,
No,
and head.
no, not at all, not at all, not at all. No, I'm not saying that. That's not threatening at all.
Violate
But
the
here's
nap
thing,
all
though.
over him.
No, I'm not at all, not at all. What I am saying though is simply this: is that if somebody makes an allegation, if I'm going to make an allegation about somebody, then I ought to be able to say it to their face.
Yes.
Same rules apply that
Yeah.
way. If somebody's going to make an allegation about me, you ought to be able to say it to my face.
Yeah.
I'm down with that, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to do it. So that didn't last nearly as long as I thought it would last.
Well, it was a weird way that you asked the
It was,
question.
yeah.
Was it? Okay. Well, my bad.
Well, I mean, just
We go back to California chicken pizza.
no, it's just stupid. I hate Stumble Upon.
I can't believe you do it.
And we go through this every time too, because I really do hate this website.
She really does.
Well, it's not really a website. It's just a place where you can find more websites.
Okay, it's still a website.
Do you hate? Why do you hate websites?
I hate Stumble Upon. So I will not be like Stumble Upon will not ever be coming to me to pay me to be their spokesperson or endorse them in any way whatsoever, because I have been on air on numerous occasions telling you how much I hate them.
Well, I would tell them how much I love them. And I hope they advertise on the show.
But no, I thought that we were going to talk more philosophically on, just how you deal with conflicts in general. Not necessarily if you have to go up to someone in person and face them or what. There's just a lot of different ways to deal with conflict at all.
Yeah, absolutely. It really depends on the accusations and who it is, and there's asking me such a general question.
It is.
What's wrong
It
with
was.
you?
How
it was.
dare me?
How dare you?
It was just really general and kind of.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Oh my gosh, she's been saying that for like a week now. And I don't even remember how it came up. It was something me and Kelly were. We must have said something, and we both started laughing.
Yeah.
And you were, and this is, he comes up with this Wayne Brady thing, and now he's been saying it for a little over a week now.
I
all
love
the
Wayne
time.
Brady. We went to the same high school.
You and Wayne Brady went to the same high school? Mm-hmm. Are you serious or are you just kidding around?
No, I'm serious.
Oh.
He graduated like right before I started going there.
They didn't go at the same time.
Not at the same time, no.
Oh, they
He's
didn't go
older
at the
than
same time? Oh, I gotcha. All right.
Do you watch Whose Line Is It anyway?
I did watch it for a time.
I love Whose Line.
I thought he was great on it. Even though I heard something bad about that show, I heard there's a ton of outtakes that you never see.
Oh, probably.
course
Yeah,
there is.
yeah.
That sucks.
Well, it's a 30-minute show, and there's a lot of stuff that they say that is not fit for network television.
Right. I mean, there's just things, sometimes you're in the moment and you say something where you're like, oh, well, we can't air that.
Well, they bleep stuff out there though.
Yeah, but
They
no,
do.
sometimes it's just a bad turn on the joke.
I would love to go be in the studio audience.
Yeah. Yeah,
That would be awesome.
It would be cool. And then sometimes you don't, you're not going to do a half-hour show and, you're not going to do a bit and every single time you do something, it's going to be hysterical.
Yeah.
So you do a bunch of stuff and then you only include the funniest things.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. All right, hold on. I'm going to do something here. You need to turn away. You need to turn your screen away. You need to not look this way. Move your mic all the way over.
I can't. Oh,
I'm going to give you a movie quote.
oh come on.
Yes.
I'm going to make. Hold on. I'm going to make it so you can play on this one too, Dave.
No, I can't.
No. There's movies on this thing that you have,
Okay.
and you have to say your name in order to see who's going to go
Wait,
first.
wait.
Don't say what it is. Say your name.
Okay.
Say my
unless
name.
it's a Disney movie, I'm not going to get any of
Well,
them.
there might be some Disney movies in here. This one time at band camp,
Greg,
Greg, go ahead.
American Pie.
Damn it. Yes. Next one is I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Oh, man.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bam. Anchorman.
Yes. Dang it. I love that
Let me
movie.
see here.
I'm sitting there trying to remember it. I knew it was Will Ferrell, and I couldn't remember which one.
Hold on here. Let's see if anybody gets this one. If peeing your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis.
Greg. Billy Madison.
Damn it, he knew that one. I'm trying to find ones that I think
That movie has one of my
she'll know.
all-time favorite movie quotes.
Oh, maybe you might get this one, Danielle. I'm really looking for ones you'll get, Danielle.
Okay.
But
Poor
Greg might
thing.
get this one too, though.
I'll beat her to it.
I keep getting older, and they all stay the same.
Greg.
Damn it.
Greg.
Go ahead.
Greg. Dazed and Confused.
Yes.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yes.
Yes. Love that movie.
Oh, man. I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to do this movie quote. I don't even know if you guys will get it or not. Pardon my French, but Cameron is so tight that if you stuck a lump of coal up his ass in 2 weeks, you'd have a diamond.
Greg.
What?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
All right, we're mercy ruling this one. We're
She's not
ruling
even
this
paying
one.
attention to
No,
it.
She's
I've
done. I
never
hear
seen
ya.
any of these movies.
I'm sorry.
She
Any
should
of
be
them.
hosting this between us, is what.
Yeah,
she should be
I mean,
doing.
you give me into like the worst.
You're right. I messed up. I'm sorry.
Listen, you want to pay Disney trivia? I will kill you both.
She might,
Oh, I think you'd run laps around me.
But
unless it's about cars.
I mean,
got you.
literally, like there are entire scripts to entire Disney movies that I could just spout off the entire script, start to finish.
Yeah. All right. Well, I moved on. Sorry about that. I mean,
Mike's dying again.
Oh, is it dying again, Greg?
Yeah, thank you.
Well, maybe the mic's tired of you talking. That's rude. I'm sorry.
That is
Wouldn't be the first thing.
Oh,
Rude.
that was rude. No. That was rude.
Mic check.
Mike,
Am I here?
Oh,
Can you hear me?
syllabus. Oh, what show is that from?
Don't leave the dead air. I don't remember.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I'll give you something. Do 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 do. You don't remember? Saturday Night Live, Wayne's World.
That's right.
Tom Hanks was saying that. Crazy that I knew that one. Remember, he was the roadie.
Yeah.
He was the roadie. That was pretty cool. And it was a
Syllabus.
syllabus.
You guys
Okay.
do go to like movie and TV shows. Like you guys always do this right at the end of the show. So like at the end of every Wednesday show, like
We cut her
I
out.
don't participate. Like I start like reading the news.
We should
and-
swap mics since yours isn't.
yeah,
since you're
you
not
good
using
because you're
yours.
going into like stuff I have no idea.
You know what? I want to bring up
about.
something that you're looking at right there. Did you hear about Tom Cruise, by the way?
Oh God, I hate that guy. Yes, I heard about him.
That he was basically saying that his movies, like when he has to go do a movie.
My job's harder than a Marine in Afghanistan.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
along those lines. Did he really say harder?
I read the quote.
Was it
and
as hard as?
I think it was as hard as, but either way, he needs to be. I would violate the nap all over him. That's for sure. He drives me nuts.
Yeah.
What he said was my job was as difficult as being in the military.
Yeah. That's what, here's the thing, dude. You make. Hold on a second here.
But he
You
went on
make-
and he said something else. And it was about
Yeah.
being in Afghanistan.
Well, he said he went to SEAL training or whatever because one of the movies he had to go to the SEAL training.
Well, no. I would imagine that in order to prepare for some of those roles, he'd have to do some pretty intense training. But the key word there is freaking training.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And hold on. You got paid $20 million for that training. I will let you shoot bullets at me as long as I can duck them for $20 million. Right? Like, you can put me in Afghanistan for $20 million. Like, this is and this is one of those problems. Look, Tom Cruise gets paid $20 million a movie. He has lost all semblance of friggin' reality.
Yes.
Like, he's got none left. Tom Cruise hadn't met reality since Risky Business. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the last time.
Absolutely.
You know, he lost it at Rain Man. So, and then
No,
Mark
he lost
Wahlberg.
it at Top Gun.
Well, and Mark Wahlberg is, who comes out, who was,
ripped him apart.
ripped him apart, man. He was like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
He actually said that.
This is what Mark Wahlberg said. For somebody to sit there and say, my job was as difficult as being in the military, how fucking dare you while you sit in a makeup chair for 2 hours?
That's what he said. Now, he didn't specifically call out Tom Cruise, but he basically did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he didn't say, Tom Cruise, this is for you, fuckhead.
No, he
But
kept
should've.
going too, because he says, "I don't give a fuck if you get your rear end busted. You get to go home at the end of the day. You get to go to your hotel room. You get to order your fucking chicken."
Yeah, lots of
right.
cursing. Hey, here's the here's the thing. Tom Cruise, shut up.
Yeah.
You dumbass. Like, again, it's these actors that look. You want to know what one of the biggest problems in this country is?
Tell us, Alex. Tell me, please. Fill me in.
Freaking cult of personality, man.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
One of the biggest problems we got in this country. Everybody's looking for a savior. Don't get me wrong, man. I think that you can look up to people, consider them mentors, but not a guy that's a movie actor. He lies for a living. I mean, I'm not even saying it's a bad thing because he gets paid to do it, but whatever. You know, Tom Cruise. None of these celebrities are.
During the few moments that we have left, we want to
Oh.
talk right down to
Look
earth.
at that. Look at you picking that one up right away.
Can easily understand.
Now one of my favorite wrestling openings, by the way. You better turn that thing off, though.
Yeah.
That way they don't bust us. One of my favorite
Sorry.
wrestling. Do you know who opens for that?
CM Punk.
Oh yeah, yeah. But here's the thing, though. Like Tom Cruise, or what Beyonce says, or what Oprah says, or what Clint Eastwood says, or what Bono says, or what any of these people say. Who gives a crap?
Yeah.
Look, they got famous because they were singers or because they were actors. They didn't get paid. They didn't get famous because they knew what they were talking about.
Quite frankly, if you get your opinions from those people anyway, I have the least amount of respect for you than anyone, because figuring things out for ourselves is the only freedom any of us really has.
Yeah.
And when you give that up by letting other people tell you what you should think and how you should believe, then you are enslaving yourself willfully. So, you know, the people who do that, I have the least amount of respect for.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So it so irks me, and it sounds to me like the Mark Wahlberg's probably a pretty decent dude.
He's probably a pretty down to
I like
earth guy.
Mark Wahlberg. He's not like one of my favorite actors. I don't
Right.
think he's like the greatest actor. I know a lot of people who think he is, but he's all right.
I think he's okay.
His attitude and everything's cool. Like interviews and stuff.
Yeah, he
everything
seems
I've
cool.
ever heard from him. I mean, he's a down to earth guy. He's got a
sounds
good
very down to
attitude.
earth.
So,
Yeah.
What's that chick from the Hunger Games? What's her name?
oh, Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah. Now, from everything you see from this chick, she's really cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's hot.
She's pretty hot though.
Yeah.
She's pretty damn hot. I gotta tell you, I'm into that. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not really like literally into it. I'm
Oh
just
my
saying.
gosh.
I'm just
Keep digging, please. Keep digging.
Like I was ready to overlook the first ones, but when you just kept going, it's like, wow, you don't know when to stop. Like, you know, as you're watching someone and you just want to stuff the words back in their mouth.
yeah.
When you got your foot in your mouth, don't swallow it to the knee.
Yeah. Exactly. Sorry about that.
I mean, you've seen the guy in Toronto, the one that won
Oh
as a mayor,
yeah.
who's like, yeah, I used crack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I smoke crack. What?
Well, now they're asking him to step aside for a minute, like just kind of step down for a little bit while they investigate, because he actually admitted to smoking crack before the election and he won. But now he's actually said that he's actually admitted that he's bought crack.
Well, no, he bought.
I bought it myself,
He
too.
bought illegal drugs.
He bought yeah. Well, if you smoked crack and you admit that you bought illegal drugs, I think you can pretty much put it together.
Well, that might be the case, but he said he bought illegal drugs.
Yes.
He didn't say he bought.
I
crack.
thought, wait, is this Detroit?
Toronto.
Toronto.
Oh, close
No,
enough.
not Detroit or Washington. Hey, look, this guy's
Close enough.
and this guy's a big fat white guy. Like he don't smoke crack that much.
You smoke a little more. We smell
You need
these.
some more crack.
Like give that guy some coke for a little while. That guy needs to go on like on a 2-month coke bender.
You need the crystal meth diet plan.
Yeah. Oh no, you don't want to go there. You can't go there. You can't go to the meth. But I mean, what the hell though? But at any rate, yeah, this freaking and his popularity went up.
It went up.
they're like, hey, at least he's not lying to me.
Not so bad,
That's what
okay?
people said. Like it was like, well, normally these guys lie. Like at least the dude was honest. And
Yeah, I smoke crack.
And they probably said the same thing Alex did. Well, I ain't smoking it that much. Look at the size of him.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of crack.
Can't have been that long.
Just a little bit of crack.
Well, this guy was like, I might have done it one of my drunken stupors. He actually used words.
Drunken stupor.
Drunken
I love
stupor.
those. Those are two of my favorite words.
Especially
together.
I gotta tell
I
you,
didn't
though,
mean
not
to
that-
do crack,
Look,
but I was so drunk I didn't know the difference.
I would never do crack, but I can imagine myself being in office going, man, I had a drunken stupor last night. I'm so hammered, it ain't even funny.
Those lobbyists, they'll pay any tab.
That's what. You're at the bar, right? And you just want to get another drink in you. You're like, man, I'm not gonna sign your bills, man, but buy me another drink anyway, man. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Could you imagine Tallahassee with a bunch of libertarians up there? Because they go out and party at night up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the libertarians can party.
Well,
That's one thing we can
We
do.
can do it. We can do it
could
effectively.
you imagine a bunch of libertarians that are elected into office up in Tallahassee? Another positive thing of nothing would ever get done.
Yeah.
Like, we'd cut all the laws out. We wouldn't try to make up anything new. We're like, okay, are we done, guys? All right, who's going to the bar? Who's going to the bar? Like, we're out by noon.
Are we done?
Yeah, we got rid of that law and that law and that law and that law. We'll see you guys later.
When you read legislation, there's the underline for what they're adding, and then the line through everything they're taking out. And like all libertarians' bills would just be bills with like lines through everything. It would just be like state statutes with just lines through it all.
I like the Joe Swilly approach to government.
take
I'm going to go burn the rule book out. We'll start over.
He was running for Hernando County Commissioner, and he goes, there's like an ordinance book, and it's like this big, and he puts his fingers up, and it's like, it is, and he's got his fingers all the way out. It's like this big, and he goes, you know what I want to do with that? And people are like, cut it in half, and he's like, burn it.
Burn it. Just burn it.
Just burn it.
Actually, I got to tell you, if there was one thing that I think would have a good solution if we could get past, would be the sunset provision.
Yes.
Nothing's
Yes.
permanent. Everything's sunset.
Everything has to be relooked at.
Max 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Just to gunk up the works.
I think everything should have to be looked at again because a law that made sense 5 years ago may not make sense anymore.
Yeah.
I actually think we should just start crossing shit out. But, that one's no good. Yeah. And we were just talking about this earlier today, because we actually, the Libertarian Party had to fight a fine. And we went up there to fight a fine and basically was reading them their own laws. And we're up there in front of the Federal Election Commission, and the chairman of the Election Commission board goes, does it really say that? To his general counsel. There's like 7 lawyers up against the Libertarian Party of Florida. And the guy goes, does the law really say that? And they all look at each other like, I don't know. And they're shuffling through papers, and you got it over there. I'm trying to pull it up on the computer. Hold on.
All the shit you've got on your desk and you don't have the law that you're here trying to get us on?
and we, and all of a sudden, who was representing us is a, libertarian member, and he's also a lawyer. And he goes, well, I have a copy here if you guys want to look at your law. And they're like, oh, okay, thanks, because they're all, typing away going, I can't find it. And they pulled it out, and, the general counsel looks at it, they pass it around, and they get back to the guy that has the microphone at the desk, and he goes, yeah, apparently it does say that. Like, they don't even know their own laws. Like, I think when you get to the point where there's so many that when you bring someone up on charges or fine them because they've done something wrong, and when they read you the law, you're like, oh, is that what it says? Like, that's a problem.
Hey,
Man, fuck those guys.
I don't want to go back. I don't necessarily want to go back to this, but
What do you got?
have you seen on the I Side With where they talked about certain answers and they gave you results
Yeah.
for other answers and stuff? Like, what's your stance on abortion? Like, are you? I know we talked about it. Oh, you know what? Here's what it is. You know that only 2% of the people said let each state decide.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where are you?
And that
there?
actually
How
is
did you
considered
get
a
to
pro-life
there?
answer. I went to the beginning and then looked and then started scrolling down. What was the number one answer in that one, do you think? And that's just for Florida. Let me do nationwide. I'll do nationwide instead. It's the same number nationwide though. What percentage of the population picked the number one answer?
54%. I know I'm not even there.
56% actually, and it was pro-choice. So that's the majority of the answers were pro-choice.
I know.
I didn't get that. I don't have the same thing that you have.
Hold on, hit news right there.
Okay.
Oh no, hit on isidewith.com up at the top.
Okay.
Sorry.
All
Quiet
right.
down over there, every guy.
And then go to
Now,
your results.
No. Hold on, I gotta get there. Go see down at the bottom,
Yeah.
underneath that. Those are answers.
Oh, okay.
Here's the thing. You remember that one? Should able-bodied, mentally capable adults who receive welfare be required to work?
Yeah.
So if you click on that one, wow, 77% said yes, and
Yes.
70% of it was just yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's a big one.
And where this, because I said eliminate welfare altogether, and that's only 2%.
Yeah, that was only 2%. That's all. Let's see where Florida was at on that one. 76% in Florida. Wow. Let's see what other big ones are out there, guys. Let's see what's going on here. The minimum living wage. This is, I think I've heard something about this one. 50% said yes and 42% said no. There's one overlapping answer of let the states decide, and that one got 8%. But yes goes to 42%. No was at 37%. Let's see about the other ones here. Gun control. That's another important one. Let's see this one. Wow. Do you support
It's
increased
really
gun
close.
control? It's 55 to 45. 55% was no. And 45% of that was straight no.
Yeah.
And then it started breaking down a little bit. 45% were straight no. 40% were straight yes too, though. Wow. Numbers are in the margins there. So what can you do? All right, let's see what else is out there. Congressional approval. Are we 1 minute because we're just going to end the show?
Well, we end the show every time at
Yeah.
12:30.
Well, sometimes we go a little bit longer, right? Do you guys really want to get out of here right now? You got nothing else to talk about?
Well, no.
I could talk about you Today Show all day long, man.
Oh, do you approve or disapprove of the overall job Congress is doing? How does this one shake down the vote, by the way?
Well, I can see it.
Disapprove, 63%.
Wow.
85.
85. I was even trying to
Disapprove.
give them some benefit.
Oh,
of the
they
doubt,
did like I don't know if it was Quinnipiac or they just did a poll. Oh, no, Gallup is the rolling number. And they're down to 9% approval.
9% approval rating.
9.
Everybody's like, fuck those guys.
As they should be.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of them are fuck those guys for different reasons. 86% disapprove in Florida. Approve of the House but not the Senate is 5. Approve of the Senate but not the House is 2. So that's the thing, too. Look, man, people are just like, no. And then 4% approved of the House that they approved.
Yeah.
4% approved. Are you kidding? What freaking 4% are out there? These are the 4% that are paid by them.
Right. On the
Directly.
the question that we had, who do you think is most responsible for the shutdown? Republicans are at 43%, Democrats at 39%. What we had, which is both sides are equally responsible, is 18%.
That's amazing. That really is amazing. All right. Well, I hope you guys liked the show. I hope you enjoyed where we were going tonight. I hope you found some value in it. Hopefully you don't think any less of me because I was the least libertarian in the group. I'll have to work on my libertarianism. I'll be doing that tonight. I'll be
I
lifting
built up my
libertarian-
libertarian street cred.
A little bit. Probably not, though.
No.
That's all right. Next week, we're going to talk about celebrities that have the best-looking bikini bodies. So we're going to go with that. You're listening to Off Rails. This is Alex. We'll see you next week.